All right, let's check out YouTube. See how it goes. All right, YouTube's live. Yo, we're good. Everything's working on Linux. Let's go. All right, so we're going to be going through Boot.dev. I'll be live on YouTube, and then we'll hop off YouTube later and just work on Django stuff on Twitch. So go ahead and advertise us in Discord, and we are good to go. All right, cool. Dude, I'm just happy everything's working. All right, we got 45 seconds with the ad. Pure functions. What's up, Abhash? I'm almost done with the Boot.dev backend track. Nice. How you liking it? Oh, man. All right. Looks good. Everything feels good. And I'm getting my new CPU tomorrow, too. So things should run much more smoothly. Because I bought the CPU in 2020, and I bought like a really minimal CPU just for streaming. Is this meant to be a streaming PC? So that should be fun. You're going through the Go section. How's that going? Nice and cheesy to start the stream. Let's go. All right. I think we pause here. You know what I kind of want to do? I want to move my butt over there. Dude, the snap thing is just so... Like the tiles in Pop! OS is nice. Oh, perfect. Oh, it's beautiful. Everything's just set up exactly how I wanted. It's so beautiful. Hey, what's up, Dewey? How's it going? Happy Monday. What's up, 6Js? I hope you're doing well. Awesome to see you on Linux. What distro are you running? I am using Pop! OS. Uh-oh, bitrate is rough, though. Oh, it's a bit high. Is that a bad thing? Maybe it's too high. Do you guys notice any, like, weird stuff happening on Twitch? What's up, Anani? How's it going? But yeah, I am I spent at least 24 hours spread over the course of like 3 days, maybe even more, just setting up Linux and transferring everything over. I just disconnected Mac. So I dual booted because just in case I have to go back to Windows. But for now, I dual booted and I have Linux on this, and I got rid of all the Mac stuff. And there's like, I had switches and splitters and stuff like that to be able to like do like a full Mac setup and then a full Windows setup and switch. And it's so annoying to manage. And now everything is just on Linux and it works, which is crazy. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. Well, like everything's set up, but the setup does take a while for Linux. Like getting it set up right, and I had to spend about $50 on like hardware to kind of get my audio set up right. I also realized there was like electronic noise in the audio that I didn't recognize before, that I recognized more in Linux. So I had to get a grounder, and everything's like, and then I have it with Bluetooth, because like the audio routing is kind of a pain in the butt with Linux, but the GoXLR makes it easy if you just use the headset thing that it comes with. But I didn't want to connect it, so I had to get a Bluetooth and then a grounder for it, and everything's like all set up. I'm loving it. And you know what I realized? Like before with Mac and Windows, I did not care to set up automations. I did not care to set up my my computer how I wanted it. And like Linux just like brings that out in me. I'm just customizing everything. I think I'm gonna customize things over the next like couple months. But I'm having so much fun. Doing good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. Pop OS, nice. I plan on giving it a try with our Yes, Cosmic DE soon myself. Yeah. I think that was recent. I think I just tried Linux at the right time. But can you guys let me know on Twitch? Does it look good? Does it sound good? Because I'm getting a red line with my bitrate, but I think it's because it's too high on Twitch. And I don't know if that's necessarily a bad thing. Also, I love your recent update, how you don't actually hate React. I've been wanting to say that to you outright, but you needed to come to that on your own. Yeah, it's a journey. It's definitely a journey. React's just a tool. Oh, I didn't really hate React. I hated the JavaScript ecosystem. I hated the culture around JavaScript. And I do think I clarified that in my original video too. But I could understand, maybe I did like say I'm just tired of working with React or something like that, which was also kind of true. But I think sometimes you just need a break, right? From a language, from a framework. And maybe that was it too. I just wanted to explore something new. And I felt no motivation. Like, again, when I was a professional developer, I got bored easily. Like, just working with React, even just a little less than a few years, I just got bored with it. I wanted to try something new, but, you know, React's just the library that you use all the time professionally. Like, every company wants to use it. So it's like, I don't know. I just feel like I found my new excitement for it. For software engineering in general, and just growing as a software engineer. It's okay, but the quality is at 480p. Anon, can you try switching that? Can you go to the gear icon and see if you have options? And 6Js, can you double check that as well? Because I checked and it listed a bunch of options. Anyone else in Twitch, can you double check that? That it only has it at 480? I'm at 1080. Okay, gotcha. So it's your hardware limiting it, Anon, or your network. So you have it set for auto, and I think it decided on 480. And so that's on Twitch's end. Yeah. Wait, laptop stop? Oh, your laptop literally can't watch over 480? Like when you manually try to check it, it can't watch over 480? Is that what you're saying? Yeah, 6Js is at 1080. Are you sure you don't have it on auto? I think that's the big thing I'm trying to figure out. I understand that it's hard for you to escape because you mainly worked in React. I was able to work in multiple languages. So that I wasn't burned out, I just realized that it's just a tool. There's no... okay. I get one chat message at a time. I could have, on the side, learned something new, but it was like, what's the point? Because you kind of have it in the back of your mind, like, you should just get better with React. Ooh, okay. We got our first bug. NG Taunt, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Let me... Oh, wait. Literally was looking for my Windows mouse to go to OBS and change it, but I have one mouse to do that. We're chilling. So Streamlabs does not play the alerts on system. Why not? Alerts. Did it appear? Alerts on. OBS monitor alerts on. That should play to system. That's weird. I won't spend more than a couple minutes looking at this, though. Let me try that again and replay it. Yeah, try refreshing on your laptop, Anon. Maybe that's it. But I think that's Twitch deciding that. I don't think that's me deciding that. Let's try redeeming a sound thing. Safari have 1080? Oh. Oh, I'm a bit dumb. It's a browser thing? Okay. All right, well, we figured it out either way. Let me try this. Wait, are alerts appearing? You guys no alerts with OBS are popping up. Let's see. That should just Let me change it. So it's at system again. You guys can hear music. Can I... Hold on. Can I do system audio and have that work?
Luke here, the Outdoor Boys YouTube channel.
Yeah. No. System works. It's just OBS. I think I got to figure out by default how do I get it to play on the system audio. And I don't... It's on system. What if I do default? I think default should go to system too. All right, I'll mess with that a bit later. Maybe I'll try it. Oh, you know what? Hold on. Would that... Let me try now. No. Oh, it's bugging me. You got to get better at the things you get to do at work. Doing shit on the side is tough, especially if you're trying to have a good work-life balance. Yeah. And I wanted to stream. I guess I could have streamed. I mean, yeah, I was focused on trying to get better at what I was doing at work. But I don't have to do that anymore. I'm free. I can spend my time how I see fit. I mean, somewhat. I still got to pay the bills, so I still got to do sponsorship stuff. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. Yeah, well, what I want to do is move my, I want to move my website, downthedeveloper.tv, to next. I want to try it. Default should be whatever Windows default is set to. Does anyone want to tell him? Beat one. Have you read the title? All right. I don't know what's causing this. I don't even know how to fix it. I'm like 99% sure it was working before. I just don't know how to fix it because I don't know what the issue is yet. As long as this works and we can play this and hear Lane,
Pure functions are almost...
I'm good. I think I'll ignore the alerts for now. Hey, what's up, Brandon? How's it going? No, I didn't. I just got here. Must be a PewDiePie fan. Oh, I'm a big fan. Big fan now that he's switched to Linux. Windows. I'm going to become that person. All right, let's go. Let's pause the music. Jump into... Oh, we got to read. What do you think about OSU, the open source computer science? No idea. Never heard of it. Pure functions. If you take nothing else away from this course, please take this. Pure functions are fantastic. They have two properties. They always return the same value given the same arguments. Running them causes no side effects. In short, pure functions don't do anything with anything that exists outside of their scope. I do agree with that statement. Pure functions are pretty awesome. All right. Let's pause. Listen to Lane.
Pure functions are almost always a good idea, just like using tabs for indentation. And pure functions have two properties that make them pure. They always return the same values, given the same arguments, and they cause no side effects. Let's look at the first point. Here's an example. We have an add function that takes A and B as input and returns the sum. Now, no matter how many times you call add with the same arguments, you'll get the same result. I'll add with 2 and 3 1 trillion times in a loop, and you'll go crazy waiting for anything but 5 as the result. Now let's take a look at a similar but impure example. First, we'll declare a global variable called result and set it equal to 0. Next, we'll define a function called add2result. Now this one only takes one input, we'll call it A. The first thing it does is declare that the result value, or I should say the result variable, is a global variable. In Python, this is required just so that we're allowed to access that global variable from within a function. Next, we'll add A to the result and return that sum. Now, the interesting thing about this function, variable from within a function. Next,
you have to declare global to gain access to it here. Hold up. No. No. Hold on. There's no way this is a thing in Python. I gotta... so I'm using the Windows keyboard layout now, so I'm gonna press some wrong keys for sure. But so if we have results, there's no way. I refuse to believe it. No. Module. Okay, let's bring this back. Where are you? Oh, I'm not calling it. Whoops. All right. All right, result is 2. That's crazy. No, because that's crazy. So we don't... So, like loops, we can gain access to variables established in loops outside a loop. But can we do that with functions? Gotcha. Okay, because I remember you could do it with the loops, and I think conditionals, right? If you establish variables within those, you have access outside of those, which is really weird. Okay, so functions actually do lock that scope in Python. But to gain access to result, you need the global. That's interesting. Okay. All right. All right.
We'll add
Touché.
a to the result and return that sum. Now, the interesting thing about this function is that every time you call it, even with different inputs, you could potentially get a different result. For example, the first time I call add to result with, say, the number 5, I expect to get back 5 because we're going to add 0 to 5 and return it. But if I call add to result again with the input 5, I won't get 5, and that's what makes it impure. Because the result variable now has 5 in it already, we'll be adding 5 to 5 and we'll get back 10. And this is why pure functions are so convenient to use in the majority of cases. Every time you call them with the same inputs, you expect the same outputs. You don't have to worry about there being hidden random number generators, the state of a database, or whether or not an internet connection is available in order for the function to work as expected. And because they're predictable, they're easy to test and debug. You can write an entire suite of unit tests for a pure function, and assuming they pass, you can expect, not just expect, but they will work the same way in production given the same inputs. If you've ever experienced the "well, it works on my machine" meme, that's not a problem with pure functions. Impure functions are the ones that made that meme popular. So if pure functions are so great, then why don't we just make all functions pure? Well, by definition, pure functions can't have side effects. And a program that has no side effects is effectively useless. It just makes your computer heat up, but to no result. If your program has no side effects, it can't even print to the console. It can't access the internet. It can't update a database. It can't even draw buttons on a screen. So what should you do? Well, my rule of thumb is I try to make as many of my functions that can reasonably be pure, I try to keep them pure. And I try to keep the number of side effects in my code contained to just a few places, usually somewhere near the top level of my code. That way, when other developers are working with my code, it's obvious where the side effects are, and everything else is fairly easy to test and debug.
All right, cool. I will look at chat in just a second. I want to just wait to look at chat until I solve each problem. But also, I am going to install Overwatch and World of Warcraft on this computer. Figured out 2 methods to do that. Both seems to be reliable. I think like Steam and Proton for Overwatch, and then Litus and way something. I don't know. I gotta learn the software. But I have a question for you guys. What do you guys think? Like, I kind of want to react to a lot more stuff, but what do you guys think about like I saw streamers, like some streamers that'll kind of just play a game and then play a video and react to the video while they play like a mind-numbing game. Is that distracting for you guys? Because I feel like I kind of want to load up a lot of videos people have told me to watch, but I don't want to sit there and watch the video because I don't have the patience to do that. But if I play World of Warcraft, which is mind-numbing, I could do that, and then I can kind of just share my thoughts. Would that be viable or distracting? All right. There's a bug in the convert file format function, right? Right now, it relies on data outside its own scope. These global variables can be changed by other parts of the code, so they are not guaranteed to be the same every time. Convert file format is called. Fix a bug by making convert file format a pure function. It should only depend on data that is scoped inside of a function. All right, so what is it grabbing outside? It relies on data outside of its scope. What is that data? Current file name? No. Current format invalid extensions. Got it. Okay. File name. Does it have valid conversions? Valid. Okay. Valid conversions. But how is it being invoked? Positional arguments, valid extensions, and valid. Where do I put that? So we need the we need those. Expected output. Okay. Convert file format inputs. I mean, putting global isn't. I'm actually confused by the problem. There's a bug. Right now it relies on data outside of its scope. These global values can be changed by other parts of the code, so they are not guaranteed to be the same every time. Convert file format is called. Fix a bug by making convert file format a pure function. It should only depend on data that is scoped inside of the function. So I guess we can't add these parameters. How do you want me to make it a pure function? Where do we get valid extensions from? I mean, like, I'm going to just try this. I'm totally open to backseating with this. I'll look at chat in a second, because I think I just like, I understand what it's asking me to do, but this isn't a pure function. Otherwise, we got to pass this in. Do we not? Because we have a target format and a file name. Yeah, I think I'm just misunderstanding. All right, let me catch up with chat. Try to reassign a global inside a function. It will raise error if it isn't declared global. It is declared global. What else do you need to do to declare it globally?
5 to 5.
I mean, like, you're talking about this? But this doesn't solve the problem if we're trying to create a pure function. Have you seen that Don from Family Guy? I don't think so, no. But what's up, Otito? All good here, working on a project of my own, though it's for work. But it sounds like fun, and I'm guessing extremely frustrating. So what do you mean your work project sounds like fun? Or are you talking about Linux when we were talking about Linux? Yeah, we're okay. You're talking about Linux. It's really fun. What's up, Renee? Hi, you're on Linux now? What distro? Pop OS. Yes, we are on Linux now. We are fully set up on Linux. And I'm going to try to use this as a daily driver for a while and just see how I like it. What's up, Juan? I'm eating a honeycomb and it's getting me high. I should better stop. I always knew Linux is superior. I don't think it's superior. I think it's just different. I would like to see it used more, which means more support for it. But it feels like a good middle ground because Mac, it's kind of hard to run Windows games. Linux, it's actually easier, which it just is. Mac just locks their ecosystem. But I can kind of do everything I want on Linux. That's kind of cool. We are a bit more constructive here, Atito. I'm like, you give me troll vibes. I don't know. Are you a troll? Maybe chill with the sugar. Yeah, I improved a lot after daily driving Arc. Yeah, I just need to use it. but I'm pretty committed. I think I'm probably going to put Windows. So I'm going to remove Windows and then do a fresh installation on a different hard drive. And just this hard drive, I'll repartition it and open it up and give it the full thing. And just run with it. The problem is with I have regular hard drives, and I have to tilt my computer because there's one fan in my computer. I don't know what it is. I thought it was my graphics card. It's not my graphics card. But when I put my computer upright, how it's supposed to be, where the hard drives are going to be horizontal, it's something starts getting caught and it gets really, really loud. So I put my computer, or I just tilt my computer down and everything's fine. But I don't think I can do that with a spinning drive. I think it's going to mess it up, is it not? Also, you need to make the function into a pure function, so the variables need to be scoped inside the function. Is that what it's asking? So maybe, that's my misunderstanding. Maybe it just wanted me to do this. That might have been it. Yeah, that was it. Okay. I think I just misunderstood what it was asking. I knew what it meant by a pure function, but I'm guessing it wanted to keep those. But again, yeah, I think you just pointed it out. Why would we keep those? There. We want them in the function. Yeah, perfect. Let's go. Then go eat, Otito. Yeah, I'll figure out the fan. I think it's my CPU fan. It's the cooler. I bought a new one. And because my CPU actually should come today. And it might rain today, so I'm going to keep checking. I don't want it to rain. It's going to be in a box, but still. Don, can you order a total stranger food through Uber or DoorDash? There's software with that. I don't remember what the name of it is. Oh, if you have a partition, be careful when doing a Windows update. Windows may override the other partition. It happened to me before. Really? Oh, did you use for the swap? Did you use the Windows, I think I'm using the right terminology, but the Windows swap partition? Where you shared it with Linux? Because I think I created a separate partition for the swap because the Windows one actually was a low size. That I can see overriding. But you almost have to share a partition for that to happen. Are you sure it's not the way that you set up those partitions to begin with? Because Windows will be locked to the partitions that you assign. Pure function review. Pure functions have a lot of benefits. Whenever possible, good developers try to use pure functions instead of impure functions. Remember, pure functions. Let me know if the music is too loud. It seems like it's at a good volume. Return the same result if given the same arguments. They are deterministic. Do not change the external state of the program. For example, they do not change any variables outside of their scope. Do not perform any I/O operations like reading from disk, accessing the internet, or writing to the console. These properties result in pure functions being easier to test, debug, and think about. Refer to the following examples and answer the question. Example 1 is... So we can't do this, though. Wouldn't you expect it to be global? Why would he write this? Hold on, if we do this... Song's good. Good volume. Your choice. Your voice is clear. Okay, good. Thank you. I was thinking about using Boot.dev for Go. How is your experience? I like it so far. It's not perfect, but it's probably the best backend course for self-taught developers that I know of or have found, and I've looked through a lot. That's kind of my opinion on it. Wait, so I'm confused. So this doesn't run. Oh, of course. Oh my, can I remember to call a function? Here, let's just wait, so what am I doing? New car, cars append. So we can't access cars. I don't care about this. I just want, this should error out though, right? Oh my God, car. Let's get rid of this without writing global. I think that's misleading in the lesson, is it not? Wait, we can print cars? Can someone explain what just happened? We can access cars that hasn't been established as global cars, but we need to set a global balance? Is it to manipulate? Like, can we just not do this? Cars append yo. Can someone explain to me what's happening? I'm misunderstanding this, maybe. Oh, because, like, balance... What is happening? Why do we need to establish balance as a global, but not cars? How is the new TypeScript course? I have not went through it. I think I want to, but it's not released yet, I don't think. I'm totally down to go through the TypeScript course. Lane hasn't released it, right? It's only when doing assignment that it'll error when it's out of scope. Really? So with normal Python, it doesn't error? Wait, the TypeScript one was earlier today? Do we go through TypeScript? I want to get more comfortable with it. Do we do the TypeScript one? Or is it just teaching Node or whatever with TypeScript? Hold on. Boot. I'm totally down to dedicate some time. I get it. You win today. Marks are full. Capitalization. We just launched our... How did I say that word so fast? Damn, I'm good. We just relaunched our entire backend path on Boot.dev. It's now available in TypeScript in addition to Go. It's not actually... I don't want to go through every concept. So I mean using assignment operators like equals. Oh, I see. So you can read it, but you can't assign anything to it. Interesting. That's good to know. Okay. All right. But you can append to it, but you're not assigning any. Okay, you're not assigning a new value to it. That's interesting. That's weird to remember. Oh, I hate that about Python. Why is that a thing? Let me catch up with chat. Then I'm gonna take a look at the TypeScript course. Actually, it doesn't have TypeScript. Learn TypeScript. I think. Yo, build a Pokedex. Wait, so it teaches Python. Learn functional programming. Build a static site generator. We are going to do that. We're going to do DSA. We're going to build a maze solver, maybe, I think. Then it does personal. Then it does... So we'll skip this. Learn TypeScript. I want to take this course. I think we start this maybe this week. I don't know. Learn HTTP clients. I don't care about this in TypeScript. I don't care about this in TypeScript. I just want to go through this, I think. And then we'll continue on. So they replaced Go. That had to really hurt. Like, I guarantee you he just, like, spent a weekend just, like, just hurt inside. Huh. Okay. I mean, I think that's interesting. I know he just doesn't like JavaScript or TypeScript at all, I think. Maybe he likes TypeScript. What's up, Ram? How's it going? All right, let me catch up. No, I had a separate partition, but a Windows update messed with a bootloader and overrode it. The bootloader. Overrode what exactly? Overwrites the boot partition after Windows updates. So you can't boot into Linux, but that might only be some mother. I think that's a motherboard thing. So the bootloader, I have a, like, Windows has its own bootloader. I see what you're talking about. So you probably set it up maybe with the Windows bootloader to be able to dual boot Windows and Linux. I set it up to be able to dual boot Windows and Linux through the Linux bootloader. I have two bootloaders, one with Windows, one with Linux. And the Linux one will give me kind of a menu of Windows or Linux. The problem with my motherboard is it does not like that. It doesn't like the operating system controlling the boot menu. It wants me to use the bootloader directly for that operating system, but it won't allow me to access the other bootloader. I can't load Windows from Linux. I have to press F11 and select it from that. So that's my problem with that. But so you're just overriding the choice of Windows, which is or Linux, which is a really easy fix. Okay, I'm not worried about that. I thought you were talking about, like, replacing, like, important things within your system of Linux, and I'm like, that doesn't sound doable. But yeah, like, it depends on your motherboard with that. But I spent, like, a full day debugging that crap with my motherboard, but my motherboard is too secure with that. It's too picky with that. Just had an initial round interview. Went well. Stoked. Let's go, man. Hell yeah. It's got to feel good, Ram. So what's your next interview? Or did they just not contact you yet? Think of it like you're accessing balance in the function, but you're just printing cars. But you're not just printing cars, you're appending to it. We appended as well. All right. What's up, Matthew? What's up, Niels? Yeah. Okay. So it's out for TypeScript. I don't think we're gonna do it today, but I think we dedicate. Okay. So I have to sort my days, but I want to take a day out to learn TypeScript through Boot.dev and try it out. I'm not doing the rest of this stuff. I just want to do TypeScript. I'll have to think about it because I also want to finish the next course and convert my website over to Next because I have to try it and I might hate it, but I have to try it. But I do want to get rid of my backend. I have to think about what I want to build in Go, but that's down the road. So I think my main website is just going to be Next. Didn't get to the next round info. I'm sure they have. Yeah. Give it time. But that's awesome. Interview went well. What's up, Onion? I think it says subs out Golang for TypeScript. Gotcha. Yeah, like that. When I read it, it sounded like he was including Go, but I think I don't know. Sometimes I read stuff on stream and I gotta read it a second time. But yeah, that had to have hurt to replace Go. I'm sure it did. TypeScript for the backend. Why? Why not? I think it's complete garbage when people. It's just a trash opinion when people are like, just don't do Node for backend. A better opinion, or like TypeScript for backend. A better opinion is just pros and cons of each. Just got layoff last week. Ready to learn some Python. Okay. Why I like actually like the way I read that, Vic, was you just sounding optimistic about it, which is awesome. But I'm sorry about the layoffs. But that actually just makes me happy that you're just ready to. I mean, there's Go already. Like, oh, I don't have. Interesting. Okay, so if I load YouTube in a new tab, I don't have moderation. Oh, that's why. I see. Hold on. I was logged into the wrong account. No wonder. Okay. Hold on. Good song. There we go. All right, so I'll go ahead and just do 10 minutes for now, but I'm going to be very clear, and I'm just going to be blunt about it. I don't want Twitter brain rot in my YouTube chat. Like, just blankly saying that a language is better than the other fully, it's just a trash opinion. It's not constructive. We want intelligent conversation here. And yes, I'm going to be condescending about that. So get the fuck out of here with that. I just did it for 10 minutes. Don't come back with that. I even gave you a warning. So I feel like that's fair to just be blunt with you at this point. TypeScript is getting ported to Go. Makes me want to try it. Learn it now. It never hurts to learn something new and see how you like it. It never hurts. You know, that's how I look at it. Yeah, they still have a Go path. They gave 2 choices in courses. But that's interesting. We're going to have to try it out this week. Oh, yeah, you want to disable secure boot too? Yeah, I disabled that for sure. This was years ago, and now I only use Windows at work, and even then, 90% of my time is SSHing. Yeah, to the Linux server and Linux VM. I mean, like, if I use Windows, I would probably just use, what is it for Windows? Starts with a W. I forgot. I completely forgot what it's called. I I mean, YouTube needs to allow me to put a bunch of rules, but Twitch I can add it. But I hate like stuffing the rules with a bunch of stuff because sometimes you just have too many rules and people are definitely gonna skip them. Never know how to like set the rules properly. Hey, what's up, John? I'm doing pretty good. How you doing? Wine. Wine is used on Linux. Are you talking about the software? Hey, give me a second. All right, we're back. It is not raining yet, which is good. I guess I could have just checked if the CPU's here. I just don't want my CPU to get rained on. Yeah, it's not here yet. Yep, audio glitching. Audio glitching. Which audio? Is it my mic or music? Oh, was it the BRB screen? It's the BRB screen, really? How does it glitch? Can you describe it to me? I really want to try the TypeScript one. It gets choppy. Really? Sorry, 1 second. Let me try something. Can you tell me if it gets choppy when I do this? Is it choppy now? That's fine. That's weird. Just, is that fine? That's all the way up. That's still fine? Okay. I just, maybe I can't have two music sources. I probably, okay, so what I need to do, I think, is have some sort of filter to lower the audio, but then I use the same source. I don't think I can have two. I'm going to go to the BRB screen for a second. I can record this and test it out a little bit, but when I lowered the volume, did it get better or was it the same? I don't think the bit rate is going to affect it. Bit rate is a bit high. I'll probably drop it down to 4,000. Same choppiness. Okay, I'll test that out. Thanks for letting me know. For now, tell me, I'm going to switch it. Tell me if this fixes it for now. And I think that'll give me a good idea. Okay, I think it's because I'm using the same source to create another audio channel or something like that. And so I have to figure out a way to add a filter to the music to lower the volume for some scenes, but use the same audio source throughout the entire thing. So I'll experiment with that. Let me put the... hold on. I have a list of to-dos with Linux that are growing. All right. So, replace music channel with BRB scene and figure out way to use filter to reduce sound in other scenes, because loud music is creating choppiness, and loud music is what I named the second audio source. All right, there we go. I'll put that as priority 1. I'll try to get that done today. Thanks for the feedback. All right, let's go. Today, I'll probably experiment a little bit with just fixing stuff too. I figured I'd do that at least this week, throughout this week. All right, so gotcha. So we can append, we just can't. But this is what I mean, like even with balance. Wait, it's literally doing this. I think this is just a bad example. So this is not pure. I think it's just a bad example. Hey, what's up, Young Jay? I am having a good day. I'm feeling good today. How are you doing? For example 2, it does represent a non-pure function, but wouldn't that function bug out? Given trying to reassign balance, it would be less confusing, or even though you're trying to represent a non-pure function, wouldn't you still want to have the syntax correct to not confuse people? And then random. Okay, so let's go pure. Impure is impure. Cool, let's go. Doing well, super busy, otherwise great. Glad to hear that, man. Let's go. Reference versus value. When you pass a value into a function as an argument, one of two things can happen. It passes by reference. The function has access to the original value and can change it. It's passed by value. The function only has access to a copy. Changes to the copy within the function don't affect the original. There's a bit more nuance, but this explanation mostly works. These types are passed by reference. Lists, dictionaries, sets. These types are passed by value. Integers, floats, strings, booleans, and tuples. Okay, so a tuple is passed by value. Most collection types are passed by reference except for tuples, and most primitive types are passed by value. Example of passed by reference, mutable. Cool. Example of passed by value, immutable. Assignment, we have a way for doc-to-doc users to set their supported formats in their settings. In memory, we store those settings as a simple dictionary. Unfortunately, there's a bug in our code. When a new format is added or removed, it not only updates the new dictionary, but it changes the defaults themselves. That's not good. We want to create a new dictionary with updates, not change the original. Fix the bug by making add format and remove format pure functions that don't mutate their inputs. Um, so how do we do that with Python? I mean, do we have to loop through each and create a new dictionary? Can we copy it? Feel free to suggest a better way to do this, but my initial thing to solve this is just loop through default. Hold on. Just loop through default formats to create a new dictionary. Hold on, is there a way? Just a built-in method for it. Copy. Ah, okay, that's what we want. So new default formats equals default formats dot copy. Actually, we should probably put this here. So with the remove format, old format equals false. Okay. Yep, no, that's fine. Just declaring the removed with false. That should do it, right? Cool. What do you think of Boot.dev? I've been thinking of trying it out. I really like it. I think it's done a pretty good job of teaching me Python overall. You can go through my entire series on YouTube to watch me kind of go through it, but I think overall it's pretty good for a text format. And I prefer video too. I think video is hard for, I don't know. I think video's fine for streaming. I think video or text is fine. But I like it overall. And I really want to figure out when I want to learn the TypeScript one. I think, you know what I'm going to do? Do we just learn the TypeScript one tomorrow and then work on our Nest course? Or not the course. Sorry, Twitch Sprout. Because I kind of want to, on Tuesdays and Thursdays, work on Twitch Sprout and dive into it a little bit more. Because we're converting it over to a RESTful API, and I'm going to learn how to like build a Swagger file and API documentation through that. I'm actually pretty excited about that, and I am sticking with Angular for Twitch Sprout. I think I'm starting to like Angular more, but I need to work on it more often. I do. Pass by reference impurity. Excuse me. Because certain types, damn, pre-rolls are on already. It's been an hour. Damn it, Twitch. I feel like we just got started. Did we not? All right. Well, I want to keep going. All right. I'm going to make some mint tea. I haven't even... No, I'm going to drink this first. We're going to go just a little bit further. Then we're going to do ads. Because I don't like pre-rolls for people, but I want to go a little bit further because I still have green tea. All right. Pass by reference impurity. Because certain types in Python are passed by reference, we can mutate values that we didn't intend to. This is a form of function impurity. Remember, a pure function should have no side effects. It should modify anything It shouldn't modify anything outside of its scope, including its inputs. It should return new copies of inputs instead of changing them. Pure function. I'm kind of curious, actually, if Python is teaching us like these fundamental programming concepts. Does the TypeScript course go over them? Actually, you're building stuff with it. You're not learning. You're just going through these. I mean, build a like you're going straight into build a Pokedex, build a blog aggregator. So I almost want to go through the TypeScript stuff. DNS, like learn an HTTP client. We don't want to replace Go, right? Like, what do you guys think? Should we go through the TypeScript portion and replace Go, or don't replace Go? What do you guys think we should do? The cutest Python syntax for that last one is a double star, like return. Default formats, new format, true. For the previous one? For this one? What do you mean? Are you talking about this? What are you talking about? Here? Oh, like return default. Dictionary unpacking. So I'm guessing this is like extracting variables out of a dictionary. Well, I guess what is the point you're trying to make? What are we pivoting to? Like what is the point you're trying to make? Are you saying to be able to solve this in a cleaner way? Josh, what are you saying exactly? But we want to return the dictionary, right? We just want to return not the same dictionary. So so is it basically just like destructuring? Am I misunderstanding this? And to keyword arguments when calling a function. How would destructuring solve our problem? We want to return a dictionary. It doesn't have to be the same one, doesn't have to be the reference to the same one, but we want to return a new dictionary. I guess how does destructuring default formats accomplish that? I guess, what is the syntax to solve this? Are you just talking about like instead, like, are you just you prefer? I guess I'm like looking at what you're saying is a better way to do it, but you just prefer doing something like new default formats. This is all you're saying? This versus copy? Is that what you're saying? It's not what I prefer. I think it's better. I just think it's cute. Okay. 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 Got it. I thought, okay. I think I misunderstood. I thought it was something more practical. Okay, so it's a different, I don't really care what looks cute. I don't know. We're two different people. Okay, I got it. Thank you. But no, I like that there's a different way to do that. Okay, so you could destructure with that. And like one thing I can see as useful is if we have like formats, or we have two objects that we want to merge. We could take those two objects and just, you know, something, and just combine them. So I this is practical. I like the practicality of it. And then so object 1 and object 2. I think that's cool. I actually didn't know Python had destructuring like this, where it's kind of like not in the same way I think of it in JavaScript, but it's more of just like spreading it. I don't know if you can extract variable, like specific variables out of it. I wonder if you could do like prop 1, prop 2, and then rest. Like, I wonder if that's a thing in Python. I suppose, like, I don't even think this would work, right? Default. Or it'd be default formats. I don't know. I'm confusing the variables, but I don't know. Okay, cool. Let's move on. Where were we? Shouldn't modify anything outside of its scope. Should return new copies of inputs instead of changing them. Okay. So we have pure, impure. Why do we care? One of the biggest differences between good and great developers is how often they incorporate pure functions into their code. Pure functions are easier to read, easier to reason about, easier to test, and easier to combine. Even if you're working in an imperative language like Python, you can and should write pure functions whenever possible or reasonable. There's nothing worse than trying to debug a program where the order functions are called needs. I gotta clean my monitor. There's something here blocking this. What the fuck? Dude, I gotta clean this. The order functions are called needs to be just right because they all read and modify the same global variable. Yeah, it's pretty messed up. That's hell. Stupid ass song. All right, pure function can mutate global variables, call functions that mutate. Okay. Pure function should be avoided at all costs. Execute faster, easier to debug, read and test. Cool. I think I do want to add a rule. Again, it's just like YouTube's going to be YouTube, but at least with Twitch. Nah, I think I can just give people a heads up. But I do want to like attract people that just care about talking about the pros and cons of each rather than just saying one is bad and one is good. Like there needs to be context involved. I just don't know if I should add that as a rule. I think I can just give people a heads up. What's up, Likekind? Yep, yeah. Trying out Linux, very first time. We're using it as a daily driver. So it's going well so far. But we're using Pop OS. All right, I'm glad you're including more comments in your code, but it would be nice if they were comments about your code or at least a bit less obscenity filled. Look, they say to write what you know. All the functions you've written, take everything past to them and return it unchanged with a comment. You know you deal with this. It's functional programming thing, avoiding side effects. You avoid all effects. Only way to be sure. That's pretty good. I like this. Oh, wow. You're daring. You know, I think the main driver for it was I have Windows and I have Mac. And I kept swapping between the two. I had two keyboards on my desktop. I had two mice. That sounds so weird to say, but mice on my desktop. You like mouses. I'm saying mouses. I don't care. But I hated switching between the two. And I feel like I'd rather go through hell of setting up Linux, which it actually wasn't that bad. But I'd rather go through that and just have one. Otherwise, I think I'd want to switch to Windows and get rid of Mac. And I don't want to switch to Windows. But I'm liking it so far. Do you only do dev? Right now, I played some games on it. I'm going to install World of Warcraft and Overwatch, I think, on Linux. I'll probably do that this week. But I'd like to react to some more stuff while I play some World of Warcraft hardcore. I think that'd be good. But yeah, I'm just starting out, so I'm just like slowly trying out things on Linux, but we'll see. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. We do have a couple audio glitches that I thought were solved that aren't solved. And I'll have to figure that out. Control audio V. Can we just do this? Control. Like, I guess this solves it. Wait, now it works? Let me turn that off. What the... Why? Why is that a thing? So I have to have like 15 things in my audio mixer just for it to play on system audio. Thanks, Ram. That's crazy. Okay. Then we need to do sound alerts too. Control via OBS. Let's test those out. Can someone do a sound alert to test it out? Keep in mind the current Pop OS base is Ubuntu 22. Oh, it's not appearing at all. Oh, I got to get a new link. Okay. Let me set that up now. Thank you, Ram. They have seriously delayed the next release because they're working on their Cosmic desktop. That's okay. I I don't know. I'm not switching off of Pop. I'm probably going to use Pop over the next few months minimum. I picked kind of a Debian distribution because I wanted stability. So, here, Twitch sound alerts. What was I using before? Is it soundalerts.com? Yeah, it is. Let me log in. I actually like that I'm not forced to update on Linux. I think that's one of the coolest things. I got so irritated with Apple devices doing that. In fact, I think I'm going to get rid of... So I've had my iPhone since I was in Chicago as a dev. Well, that was like 8 years ago, something like that, or 7 years ago. I think I want to go Android again. But I don't... Android, like the big thing with Android is to like get a bunch of Samsung software installed on it, right? That's like the most common Android device, Samsung, right? I'm wondering if I can get a little bit more bare bones of a device for Android. I'll have to look into that, but I do eventually want to replace my iPhone. It's just lasted so long, though. What's up, Venom? Venom? I have no idea what that abbreviation stands for. Scenes. How do I just need the link? What is the link? My library? Is that what it is? No. My alerts. Probably here, right? I don't know where to grab the URL for sound alerts. Oh, keep up the good work? Gotcha. Global alert settings. Is this it? No. Where in the world do I get the link? Why is this so hidden? Okay. I'll ask an LLM. Gear icon settings in the setup tab, you'll find the unique settings. Setup tab. Okay, there it is. All right. Let's change this. It's the same link though. Do I have to destroy it? Here. refresh. Okay, refresh. Okay, let me try now.
Emotional damage.
There it is. Except we didn't hear it. Why? Control. Wait, you heard it? Oh my god. Then I can't rely on the man, I gotta debug this off stream then.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, you guys can definitely hear that. I should hear that in my system. Okay, sound alerts, advanced audio. Oh. I remember. Okay. Monitor and output. I might have had this set up. I think I solved it. I haven't activated it yet, but I think I know what's going on. Okay. So, sound alerts, you heard that. Tell me if you hear this twice. Let me go to... Wait. Advanced. And I'm going to do monitor and output sound alerts. Okay, I'm going to try it now. Let's see. Does this sound weird to you guys?
Stop it. Get some help.
Or did it sound fine? Doubled? Fuck. Wait. I can't hear it. I'll have to debug that. I don't know. So it's doubled. I'm just going to disable it for now then. Man, I wish I could just... have sources default to system audio. Nothing. Yeah. I'm gonna look this up real quick. Can you confirm if you hear this twice?
Look at my horse is amazing. Look at my horse is amazing.
Or just once? Doubled? Damn it. Oh, wait. I might have figured it out. Okay, I'm going to try it a couple times. Let me do this.
Look at my horse is amazing.
Was that once or twice? And thank you, Fallen. And what's up, man? That was once. We got it. Because I heard it too. Let's go. All right. And let's fix this. We are going to do sound alerts. Control audio. I think I'm going to turn the sound alerts down a bit, though. They're really loud. That is going to be mute output. And then in our audio controller, We are routing OBS monitor to system. That's perfect. Oh, wow. That actually works so smoothly. All right, so I'm going to turn it down, and I can control the volume on it too.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's still really loud. Oh, my God. Oh, let's try that.
Stop it. Get some help.
That's still kind of loud. Let's bring it down just a little bit. Well, once more.
Emotional damage.
Perfect. We got it. Now the TTS. I don't think the TTS is working. TTS monster. We're going to refresh. Current page. Control. Control OBS. Mute output. Can someone test the TTS? It's in the Twitch points. You can redeem it. And I think with the sound alerts, I'm going to get rid of the visual. I'll figure that out. Let me put it to do.
I'd just like to interject for a moment. What you're referring to as Linux is in fact GNU/Linux, or as I've recently taken to calling it, GNU plus Linux. Linux is not an operating system unto itself, but rather another free component of a fully functioning GNU system made useful by the GNU core libs, shell utilities and vital system components comprising a full OS as defined by POSIX. Many computer users run a modified version of the GNU system every day, without realizing
I
it.
regret asking
Through
this.
a peculiar.
Thank you, Ram. Appreciate that, buddy. Where the hell do you copy and paste that from? Good pasta. All right, so Linux, remove video or remove image for sound alerts.
My horse is amazing.
Fallen, thanks for the follow. Welcome. Yeah, I like setting all this up to just work. It just is fun. I don't know about you guys, but like just trying to get things to work on Linux, like it's a little frustrating at first, but not that frustrating. But then when you get it to work, you know it's going to stay the same. You know it's just going to work. It's just fun. All right. Added that as a to-do.
I'd just like to interject for a moment. What you were referring to as Winux is in fact GNU/Winux, or as I've recently taken to calling it, GNU plus Winux.
Thanks. All right. All right. We tested it twice. We know it works. Let's go. Hey, can you suggest a good project for a resume? I can suggest something even better. Because your question of asking someone else what to build is completely broken, and it really is dependent on what you're trying to achieve. But you should not be looking for templated projects to stand out as a developer. But I do have a blog post you should read that I think is going to help you. Where the hell is my blog post? And I will post this in chat for you. Here you go, afternoon. All right, cool. All right, so let's grab some NT. We're going to take a 3-minute break, come back, continue forward with Boot.dev. All right. BRB. So this is what you listen to, huh, Ram? Let's go. Ram, when did you initially follow? I don't even know because you keep unfollowing. Oh, you go back to 6? How do I... What? How do I close this damn window, Twitch? Why are you so buggy? Okay, I'll open up a new chat. Pop out chat. Let's try it again. Maybe it's a Brave thing, honestly. All right. So I want to set a couple of things up before we continue. This will be quick. This one will be quick. Give Ram to VIP. So I think you deserve it. So you're pretty awesome here. But also... No, I think I'll set that other thing up later. I have it in my to-do list. I'm good. Darn? Why darn? You don't want to be awesome here? Is that like an insult to you? Oh. Yeah. I'm sure Zinka wished she could do that. All right. We're chilling. Let's go. I think I want to finish this before I jump into Django. I'd like to spend about an hour with Django today, but maybe we can finish this within an hour if I don't get distracted every 5 minutes. The term I/O stands for input-output. In the context of writing programs, I/O refers to anything in our code that interacts with the outside world. Outside world just means anything that's not stored in our application's memory, like variables. Examples of I/O: reading from or writing to a file on the hard drive, accessing the internet, reading from or writing to a database, even simply printing to the console is considered I/O. Okay. All I/O is a form of side effect. Gotcha, I didn't know that. I always thought interacting with a hard drive for I/O. Assignment in doc-to-doc, we frequently need to change the casing of some text. For example, title case, lowercase, uppercase. There's an issue in the convert case function. Our test suite can't test its behavior because it's printing to the console a side effect, instead of returning a value. Fix a function so that it returns the correct value instead of printing it. All right. Cool. Let's go. Should I/O? A program that does not do any I/O is pretty useless. What's the point of computing something if you can't see the results? In functional programming, I/O is viewed as dirty but necessary. We know we can't eliminate I/O from our code, so we just contain it as much as possible. There should be a clear place in your project that does nasty I/O stuff, and the rest of your code can be pure. Damn. Lane does not like that. For example, a Python program might read a file from the hard drive as the program starts, run a bunch of pure functions to analyze the data, write the results of the analysis to a file on the hard drive at the end. Okay, I/O should be... Who is Simon Putin? Wait, Putin? I misspelled it, right? Yeah, Peyton. A British computer scientist who researches the implementation of applications of functional programming languages, particularly lazy functional programming. Okay. Maybe the godfather of functional programming. Limited. From the user's perspective, a program with no I/O does nothing. A no-op is an operation that does nothing. If a function doesn't return anything, it's probably impure. If it doesn't return anything, the only reason for it to exist is to perform a side effect. Example of a no-op. This function performs a useless computation because it doesn't return anything and perform a side effect. It's a no-op. Example, side effect. This function performs a side effect. It changes the value of y. Variable that is outside of its scope. It's impure. The global keyword just tells Python to allow modification of the outer scoped y variable. Print, even the print function technically has an impure side effect. It doesn't return anything, but it does print text to the console, which is a form of I/O. Complete the remove emphasis from line, and remove emphasis from word functions. Remove emphasis is the parent function. Okay. It takes a full document with any number of lines and removes any single or double asterisk characters that are at the start or end of the word. Gotcha. Should become... Okay, so... Any double. Gotcha. Write the helper functions. They will make the remove emphasis function easier to write. Remove emphasis from word function should remove emphasis from a single word. The remove emphasis from line function should split a given line into words and use the function we just created to remove emphasis from each. Okay. I bet you there's a Python method. I bet you there's a Python method that I can't think of the word. What am I thinking of? Like a trim. Python method to trim characters. Strip. And then it probably takes... So let's test this out. But I don't think it's going to keep stripping recursively on, like, if we just do strip return, actually, text strip. Okay. I don't think it's going to do it recursively, but let's start out with that. Remove emphasis from line. Okay. I kind of just want to type in a JavaScript and then get it to work in Python. But line split, and then map is a thing. I'm sure the syntax is incorrect here, but let's look it up. Split. Okay, so split off of the text string, and then do we map? How do I? No. Oh, okay, so it's the keys are just switched for me, so it's Alt on Windows. Okay, got it. And then we return what? I mean, I don't know if we can do join. Like that? Oh, wait. Per line? Oh, I probably should read the method names. Oh. So we're just looping. Okay. So we're splitting here. We literally just have a line. Okay. Can we join? We'll find out. We'll get the errors. Uh, I mean, we're just gonna map through and put it together. Are we not? We're doing the same thing. How would I, like, with the Windows hotkeys, how would I go all the way to the end of the line? just do run. Okay. Map was never closed. So in it doesn't? Oh my god. Split is so weird, I think. Or no, joined is so weird. I remember this. Why? Okay. Can we do it on an iterator? Delimiter to separate. Okay, so can only join on an iterable. And I'll look at, I actually, thankfully I didn't see your solution. I just looked at, there is code in the chat. So I think you guys are trying to solve it. So I'll look at chat once I'm done. You guys are welcome to backseat and solve it in chat. I'll look at it when I'm done. Oh, what am I doing here? Map. That is in from line. Okay. Okay. Nope. Okay. Making progress.
Listen!
Money ballin'. Yo, thanks so much for the sub, man, on Twitch. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. Is that a... I gotta look at Streamlabs. I don't have Streamlabs. I don't know if that's a prime or regular sub, but either way, thank you. Keep in mind, if you do sub, you can do song requests. Okay. So let me follow this logic. When we join, with each line, we're adding a new line. So we don't want to do this. When it said... Why am I doing this? Wait. No. There we go. There it is. Yeah. All right, so we are splitting on all the new lines to then call the remove emphasis from this line. And then we are splitting on each space to then strip it from here. So trim remove, so it recursively removes this? Is that a thing? That's kind of cool if it is. Yeah, it's just exclamation mark CR if you're trying to request, or no, SR space the link if you're trying to request a song, and then songs current if you're trying to get the current song. And playlist if you want to see the whole playlist. We got it. What's up, Jimmy? How's it going? I'll be honest, I might. I kind of want to work with Django a little bit and make some progress. What time is it? It's only 2:16 though. I suppose we can keep going, but these are probably going to take a while. Referential transparency, pure functions practice, pure functions practice. We'll see how long this one takes. At its core, memoization is just caching, storing a copy of the result of a computation so that you don't have to compute it again in the future. For example, take this simple function. I'll be honest, I kind of like want to just take a break from Boot.dev. Like I know we spent some other time doing other stuff, but I'm totally fine with taking a break with Boot.dev. And then I want to jump into some Django stuff because we did not have much time at all to make progress on Django. And I think it'd be cool to finally start building out our project, and I want to get through the tutorial project with Django. I think that's the route to go. Oh, I guess songs request does work too. That works. All right. Yeah, let's do that. So I am going to... Hold on. Let me load this up. Give me a second. Okay, if you pause the video, YouTube doesn't load the entire page. That's interesting. All right, I didn't know that. All right, cool. I'm gonna go offline on YouTube. If you want to transfer over, we're gonna work on some Django stuff on Twitch, and yeah, that's what we're gonna do. So I'll keep this video up for the Boot.dev portion, and then we'll just continue it tomorrow. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I'll be live on Twitch, so I'll do this again next week on Monday for YouTube as well. But we'll just keep chugging away at Boot.dev a little bit. I think I want to do some TypeScript with Boot.dev. I'll have to decide when I do that. But yeah. Man, I want to do so much stuff. I only have so much time during the week because I got to do the Nest course and other stuff, like mentorship stuff. Man, I wish I could just like code all day and like learn what I want to all day and just build my own stuff all day long. That would be fantastic. One day. All right. Cool. I'll see you guys later on YouTube, and we'll continue pushing forward on Twitch.